Do you think I've ever checked an ex's phone for evidence?
Oh, that's spicy. All right, welcome Kyla to the Little Rayway.
Thank you. Thank
You're just
you.
looking like, okay, what's next?
All right.
So today we're gonna be playing We're Not Really Strangers, and you just said you played this a few weeks ago.
I
So,
did play this a few weeks ago, so I'm a little nervous because I already know what's in store.
well, let's see, because you might know some of that. You might have already thought through some of
I
these
might have. I
questions.
might have.
So you kind of already know, but we're not playing it like how they have it written down in their
Okay.
instructions. So we just kind of gonna ask each other questions.
Okay. This is a wild card.
Oh, okay. What does it say though?
Close your eyes. What color are your eyes?
No. No.
Do you think I've ever checked an ex's phone for evidence?
Oh, that's spicy. I think you have, but I think you might have had a good reason to.
Do I have to tell if you're right?
Yeah.
I have. I am definitely the type of person to go looking because I
Yeah.
need to know.
Because if you're lying, I'm
Right,
gonna
exactly.
look.
I'm gonna look. I gotta know. I
Yeah,
have to know.
I have too. It's
I like,
okay.
period.
But like for me, it's like I'm gonna ask you first. But if I still feel like you're lying, I'm gonna go find it.
I feel like I don't know. It just depends on the situation.
The situation.
Because like I don't even have time to waste. Like don't even waste your time lying to me.
Yeah.
If I know that I know something, I'm gonna just because it doesn't say that it says for evidence. So like if I already know that I know,
Oh, okay.
I'm just going.
I didn't
I'm going
know.
I'm bringing you straight to the point. Like because we don't have time to waste. Let's not
That,
lie about
that
it.
makes sense.
Let's not play cute. Let's not play cute. Let's just go ahead and say what we gotta say and do what we gotta do.
Yeah. See, for me, like I didn't know, but I had an inkling. Like I knew something was wrong,
But
but
I feel
I
like
didn't
that's
know
knowing.
what.
It's like your intuition is
I
already telling you.
guess.
Because then when you go, it just confirms what you
Yeah.
felt.
True. That's funny. No, it's telling me to draw a picture of you. We're not doing that. Do you think I intimidate others? Why or why not?
I don't think that you intimidate others purposely. Sorry, I think that you might have because you're very confident and you're very bold, and not in a bad way, but just when people are insecure, you can be
Yeah.
we can be very intimidating because people don't understand our boldness, they don't understand our confidence, and so they become intimidated because they
Yeah.
think we feel a certain type of way, but until they get to know us, they know that our boldness is just who we are
Yeah.
and what makes us who we are.
So technically, we're not intimidating. Intimidating, they're just insecure.
They're just insecure.
It's a good way to put it.
This might be easy because, well, I haven't been on Facebook in a while. So, who do you think my celebrity crush is?
I don't know.
Oh, that's good. 'Cause I was like, I'm weaning myself off of him, but it was Rod Wave. Everybody. knows.
Rod Wave.
I'm in love with Rod Wave. Okay, listen, me and Rod Darius, we had a whole relationship, but I'm kind of over it. It just wasn't serving its purpose anymore, and
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm over it. It just is what it is.
I don't think I have. I used to have a celebrity crush, but I don't have one anymore.
I don't have one anymore either, but it was definitely Rod Darius. We had some things going on.
Not the full name.
The
This
whole
was funny.
Rodarius Green. Rodarius Green.
Do I look kind? Explain.
I think that's hard for me because I know you on a personal level. So like I know who you are. But yes, you do look kind. You like I said, I think you're a very confident person. So you kind of sometimes you have this stoic like look, but then it's like as soon as somebody catches your eye, you kind of like do that little smile.
Yeah.
So.
I'll say, yeah, when I'm not smiling, people would probably think I'm mean. They do. I've gotten that comment before.
Say that about you all the time.
But I'm just like, I'm not gonna walk around cheesing all the
Right, what
time.
was smiling
It's
for?
weird.
This is a wild card. Think of your favorite TV show of all time. On the count of three, say it out loud.
I don't have one.
Me either.
I don't have one. I feel like my favorite TV shows kind of depend on the season.
Me
I'm
too.
in.
It depends on
Like-
what I'm like.
I'll say one that I binge watched. Like, I think I've watched the whole season or the whole series like 5 times. Gossip Girl.
Oh, see, I've never seen it.
Really?
If it was one that I would say I watched all the way through, is Grey's Anatomy. Like, womp womp. But
I could never get into the hospital shows. I want to, but like it's
it's
just
the
I don't
drama
know.
that it's not
Okay.
even just the hospital. It's just the drama. It's like
Yeah.
when you start to see how everybody's story, like, it's just drama.
Mm.
I don't even care about the hospital stuff. I just I just go for like.
I gotta
drama.
start it because I said I was gonna watch it. I feel like I'm gonna be interested in it, but I think I couldn't get past the fact that it was a doctor show.
Drama.
But if it's some drama in there,
It's
I
the
might like
drama.
it. Okay.
And then you start getting like attached to the character.
The
Then they start
characters, yeah.
dying, and it's like, okay, now I gotta see because
Yeah.
I'm invested now.
I don't have shoes on. It says, what do my shoes tell about me? I got on socks.
I don't know. They say.
But what does this tell you about me?
Did you just flying off you living life wild, girl?
I'm comfortable.
I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta get the job done. Do I think plants thrive or die in your care? Explain. Okay, I'm sorry, but I don't think you could take care of plants. I'm just gonna be real. Okay, I'm just gonna be real with you because you have such a busy life. Like,
Yeah.
I know I can't take care of plants. I mean, I got kids and I don't trust myself with plants. So, no, I don't think that plants thrive.
you're absolutely right. I just
like plants, like you have to like be intentional about that thing, and I just don't have the intention to take care of a plant.
I had
it does nothing
multiple orchids.
Yeah.
And they die like within the same week, and they're supposed to last. They're potted plants.
Yeah, they're supposed to last for a long time. They don't.
I can't. Do you think I've ever been fired from a job? If so, what for? I've never been fired.
Really? Oh, so I can see you being fired because I can see you just being like the person that's like, no, this is not for me.
Surprisingly, I've never been fired. I should have been fired though, but I think I quit too quick.
Before they had a chance.
Yeah,
that's me.
Cause I'm a good worker until I don't want to be there no more.
Too. Me too. Once
So,
I've checked out, I've checked out. Like
yeah.
I might physically be here, but emotionally and mentally, I'm not here anymore. So.
Like, to be honest, there's been a couple of jobs where like they never. I don't even know if that's fired. They just stopped putting me on the schedule, and I just stopped showing up.
So yeah, they low key. They did it,
but they didn't officially. Yeah.
They just passively aggressively told you to go.
But it was mutual because I was like, I'm not
like,
coming no more.
Right. So we see eye to eye. It's kind of like a breakup. It's like we're done.
Yeah.
We're just gonna walk this thing out. Do I seem like more of a creative or analytical type?
Both.
I am a combination of both.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, because that's me too. Like I would say you might be a little bit more analytical than creative.
Facts.
See, I know. Okay, let's go on to level 2. That was perception. This is connection.
Oh, what is a dream you've let go of?
I used to want to go into cosmetology, but I don't want to do hair no more.
That was me too.
I can't. Like, it's too much. I love hair. I love watching hair videos. I love like the art of hair, but I don't want to do it.
That's me. 100%.
I can't. What kind of hair did you want to do?
I wear my own hair, of course,
Yeah.
but I just wanted to I think I like the relationship, like having your same routine clients, but then after a while, like it becomes played out. Like, and people don't value your time, and they don't value the art that you have. So it's like, because doing hair is an art, and it's a service, and so you give so much of yourself, but people don't value it. So you're
That's
just
true.
like,
That's true.
I don't want this anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think I kind of fell out of love with it when it became almost like a job instead of like a outlet.
That's true.
So I think a lot of people say that about any type of like art that they do. Like when it becomes their, not necessarily full time, because I know people that are in what they love as a career.
Right.
But you have to have that balance. Like, you have to still do things for yourself.
Right.
Because if it's only, I'm doing this because I have clients and I have to do this.
Once it becomes a requirement,
Yeah.
it becomes hard.
Yeah.
You know, I would have to say, if I would say my first true love, it would be my oldest child. And because you think that you know love until you actually get to a place where you're like, okay, I really know, like this is
real love.
And so it would have to be my oldest daughter, because when you start to mature and you start to realize, like, this is unconditional. Like this, there's no conditions in this. Like there's nothing at this moment. If I have to lay down my life right now, I'm doing it. And I think that the reason why I fell in love with her is because you see the same thing. Like as a parent, when you become a parent, you see that there's no conditions to that love. Like, you know, kids might be upset with you, you might hurt them, you might say no, but there's no condition. They never stop loving you. Like no matter what you do, they're just like they come back, even if they don't have to. Like, you know, once you get older, you can walk, you can go away from home. I'm grown, I have my own family, but you never stop loving your parents. Like so.
Oh,
that's the first like true love.
They do say like as soon as you have a child, it's like it's like a whole different
It's a whole
level.
different world. It's a completely different world.
Yeah,
it's scary,
beautiful.
But it's real.
Yeah.
How can you become a better person?
Oh, dang. I would say the best version of me is always gonna be rooted in God. So like if I'm trying to do things on my own, or like I know like the world kind of tells us like do things for yourself. Self-love is important. It is.
It is.
It's important for you, for your growth. It's important for like maturity and all of those like the different disciplines that we are supposed to have. Those are all important, but if I don't have God, I don't even really know who I'm truly supposed to be or the version of me that I'm supposed to become.
Sure.
So
I agree with that.
if you have, when was the moment you realized you weren't invincible?
I've never felt like nothing bad could happen to me. I think that, like you said, when you grow up, I mean, just being in God, knowing God, you know that even at a young age that you're going to have to go through things. Like that is, life is a combination of good, like highs and lows, and it's a balance. And so I've never felt invincible because I've always had a clear, even if I wasn't personally going through it, I've always had a clear vision or view of others who might have had to go through things or had to, you know, had to face some things. And so it always made me understand that even if I've always been that person, like, don't be the laugh now, cry later person, because you have to, like, your time is coming.
Yeah.
And so I've never felt invincible.
I think, honestly, like, not that other people don't go through things, but as a Black community, we see hardship from the womb. Like, we come out and we see, like, okay, like, literally make it out the hood. That's not a phrase for fun. Like, it's because they literally have to do that.
See it, exactly.
So you kind of come out, like, seeing those things, and it's almost like you take on other people's problems as your own, even if you're not going to experience it.
Everything from, you know, people at school, everything. So.
Yeah.
Staring contest.
No.
Wild card, admit something.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Admit something. Dang, but it's for me.
It is.
It would have been good for you. Give me a topic.
That's hard.
Or an area.
Admit something about your show.
My show. Okay. Well, I would admit that I procrastinated for a full year to bring it back. But it wasn't because of what I was making it. Like, I was saying it was because I didn't have the right resources, I didn't have this, that, or the other, but it was really because of fear. Like, it really was because, like, oh, this thing went well the first time, and I'm prone to, like, not necessarily sabotaging, but it's almost like it's too good to be true. I guess that is a form of self-sabotage. When things are going well, like, oh, that must not be for me, type of thing. So I think that was kind of what held me back, even though I started getting the resources, and I started getting the things I felt like I needed to make it happen, and it still was like something was holding me back.
That makes sense.
What's your father's name, and tell me one thing about him?
Oh, this is a good one. Okay, so my biological father's name is Kevin, and one thing about him is that we look a lot alike. We look a lot alike.
Really?
We look a lot alike. I've come to embrace it. It was one thing that I did not like growing up that people would always remind me. was a constant, but his name is Kevin, and we look a lot alike. But he's just my biological father, so we don't have much of a relation, or we did not have much of a relationship. But that's another story for a whole nother day.
Yeah.
And then my father that I acknowledge, his name is Leon, and obviously he's a pastor, and he is a very spiritual person who has, through my wisdom and growth, has given me a lot to appreciate about him.
Yeah, that's good. I look like my dad too.
I look just like
They'd
him.
be like, "Is you Jason's daughter?" Like, oh my gosh, you don't even know me. I've had that before. They came up to me and asked me if I was his daughter. I had never met them before.
Yep, my whole life, everybody's like, "Oh my God, you look just like your dad."
I'm just like, dang, do I look like a man?
Right. Exactly.
Like, that's a little much.
But then you start seeing it. Like, I'll start looking in the mirror, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I do look like you."
So this is level 3. This is reflection.
In one word, describe how you feel right now.
Right now, I feel I'm hungry. I feel relaxed. What about me most surprised you?
I don't know. Like I was telling Max, right? I was telling him, like, I've known you since. I feel like I've known you since before you were. I mean, I remember Trinice and your mom, and just like growing up with Foya and all of them, and just, you know, us being kids, and then, you know, for us at the time, they were like the big dogs. Like, you know, they were driving, and they were the cheerleaders and all of that. And so just seeing you from a baby, like an infant, and then like I always thought like you were just like this really quiet. What you do have a very quiet demeanor, but you have a very bold personality. Like you have some things in you that, you know.
That's really, I feel like that contradicts itself, which is funny.
Why?
Because I'm loud and quiet.
Yeah, you are.
Like how you.
Yeah. It does, but you know when to turn it on and when to turn it off, and I think that that's the balance. Like that's what makes you who you are. But yeah, that's what was like the most surprising thing, because I like it's like, okay, I could see you like being behind the scenes, but like to see you be this person like up front, it's like okay.
Yeah, I had somebody the other day tell me I was quiet, and I was like, really? I know I talk like soft and like I'm a little soft spoken and like but more in intimate conversations like this. But they told me, you know, I was quiet, but I was like, because I never heard that before. And so I got older because I was always like just really loud and goofy and just all over the place when I was younger. But they told me I was quiet. I was like, really?
I feel like that, because even like
no, I see it now. Yeah.
Like I just feel like I've always thought you were quiet. Even when I used to come over, I don't know if you remember, I used to come over and braid you guys' hair when you guys lived. You were super quiet. Like I remember your siblings talking, but you didn't really talk much. And so like to see the difference, I'm like, okay.
That's weird to hear like what some people see and what others see, because some people will tell you I'm not quiet at all.
Yeah, different settings, because people say that all the time. Some people will tell you I'm the nicest person they ever met, and some people will tell you I'm like
you're mean,
mean, straight to the point. So it just depends.
Yeah.
What can I help you with?
My finances.
Oh, I got you.
Shoot, that's what we finna talk about, because I need help. You need to do some classes or something.
Everybody keeps saying that.
You will make some money. How does one earn your vulnerability? Have I earned it, and how can I earn more?
I think that to me it's an even exchange. If you're vulnerable with me and I see that you're open and you trust me with that, I can trust you with it. It has to be equal, because I can't be vulnerable with somebody who can't be vulnerable with me, because that means you have a level of trust that you are expecting from me that you're not willing to give me with yourself. Right. And so I think that, whatever I meet you, whatever level you meet me at.
That makes sense. Yeah, I agree, because like I don't know, as I get older, I'm starting to realize how important vulnerability is, because at first I'm like, if I don't know you, you're not going to know nothing about me. But I think sometimes it's important to take the first step and kind of test the waters a little bit and see, you know, what they're willing to give. But also there might be like moments where like it's just for you to minister to that person.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like they might not have anything to give you.
Yeah.
So.
But I think that with that, to kind of pivot off of that, I think that a lot of times when it's that moment for you to minister, it's the discernment that you're going to get from God. And I think that by them allowing you to minister, lets them be vulnerable. Because now that they know that they've been exposed at a level that maybe they haven't exposed, but that God is their obedience. Because some people are like, nope, I don't want to hear that. But the moment they start engaging and they're like, okay, I might not say anything, but you have my attention. To me, that's them being vulnerable, because you know that I have something in me that God told me to share with you. And so you're being vulnerable enough to allow me to share. Because God will expose things that you're like, people don't even have to tell you, but you'll go to them and say, I know you're having a bad day. And they're like, how do you know that? I didn't have to tell you that. But the fact that they're willing to engage with you and connect with you, it's like them letting that guard down. Like, I might not have been willing to tell anybody else that this is the hardest day of my life, but I'm going to tell you because I know that you have this connection with me now. This is a wild card. Write a song about your partner. Unless you write a song real quick.
Write a song about you.
Oh, well, this is a good one, though. Both players share something you're most grateful for in this current moment.
Okay, let's think about it first. And we'll say it at the same time. 1, 2, 3.
My life.
I lost my train of thought because I was trying to listen to you.
Life. I'm just going to say life. I'm grateful for life.
I would say my support system. Like, even with this project or this vision, like, I wasn't able to do it on my own. I was trying for a long time to do it on my own because I don't like depending on people. But I was like, I need help. This is a lot. So, yeah. What do you recommend I let go of, if anything?
What you just said, fear. Your control. Control is like one of the, control, we feel like control gives us power, but control is actually, it's an additive to fear. It's like, if I don't control this, if I don't have control of this, if I don't let go, it's not going to be right. And that is just basically fear of not allowing us to just let go and let God do it. So if that's one thing I could tell you, is just to let go of control. Sometimes it's the most hindering thing for us, because we're trying to take control of everything, and we lose so much in the process, where we could just kind of step back and let God do what He has to do, so that we don't have to stress ourselves out over it.
It's hard.
It is. Oh, it's hard. Listen, that's my life.
Yeah.
But how would you describe me to a stranger?
I would describe you as funny. I think you, like, I don't know, when you post on Facebook, it's just so funny to me. I would definitely say funny. I would say wise. Unique. Like, you have a unique personality, and just, I don't know, some people say vibe. I would say very open and willing to share. And one more, I would say loyal. Did I do good?
Yeah, you did good.
When in this game did you feel most connected to me?
I think the level 3, with just kind of, what is that, the explorer?
It's a reflection.
Just being able to, I think that we have a lot of similar. I'm a little bit older than you, okay? Just a little bit.
I mean, you really aren't that much older than me, to be honest.
But I think that I see a lot of myself, like, in you, just like personality trait-wise.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, very, very quiet, but also, like you said, like,
ready, like,
the balance of the two.
Definitely. What do you think I fear the most?
I feel like it would be going back to, like, the control thing. So just, like, not knowing what the future holds, or, like, just not being in control of things that are happening in your life.
I agree. Definitely fear
What would
the
you say
unknown.
for me?
No, for you? I would say the same thing. I would say maybe not failure, but just kind of missing your mark, with things not being aligned with what you see and coming into play with how you see them.
That's
I think
good.
That's hard. With, like, it's not necessarily that I'm scared of failure. I'm just scared that it's not going to align with. And sometimes that's our hardest thing, is that what we see may not align with what God has for us, and so we think we missed something, but He's always right on time.
Yeah, exactly. That is so me, because I'm just like, this ain't what you showed me at first, or this is not what I thought I saw. Yeah, this one is good. It's a wild card, but it says, give your partner a compliment you don't think they hear enough.
If I had to give you a compliment, I think that my compliment would be that you're seen. not just physically. It's so easy to know that we're seen when we're like, you know, when we're trending on social media and all that, but like you have a light that's like really deep down in there that can be seen. And it's not just about when you're up here, when you're doing this, like when you're in the grocery store, when you're at other places that you probably don't even know that people see you and they're like, whoa, there's something about her. Like, yeah, you're very beautiful, you're very talented, you're very smart, but you have a light because that God has put inside of you that you have to know that no matter where you are, whether it's a good day, a bad day, a high or a low, that people see you. And it's not in the sense that you think they see you in. It's not all of this. It's when you don't feel seen the most is when they see you.
Yeah. Wow. God definitely gave you that because that was for me. Because I do, like, I struggle with that because I get so many compliments on my appearance. People think it's like, a lot of people will, like, say, like, it goes to my head, that's going to go to her head, or she going to do this or that, but it's not. It does the opposite. It's, like, almost like it makes me feel more insecure because it's, like, that's all you see. So that is something that I don't feel like I hear enough, like, that it's more than what's on the outside, or it's more than what I can do, or what I, you know, like, oh, she model should be on this, and that. It's like, okay, yeah, that's not all that I do.
That's not just me, right?
Yeah, so that's good. For you, see, I didn't get a chance to think because you was talking to me. I think maybe because, like, you have this persona of strength that I can really relate to. And I would say maybe, like, people kind of, trying to put it into words.
It's hard when you have to, like, say it. Like,
Yeah, because I
can think it all day long.
Yeah.
How do I articulate this the right way?
I would say the compliment is that you get a lot is probably that you're so strong. But the compliment you might need is that it's okay. But that's not a compliment. Like,
Right. I know what you're saying.
like, but it's okay to not be sometimes. And, like, that you have people around you who can see, like, your weaknesses. Not in a bad way, but, like, in a way where it's like, I recognize what you need. So I don't know if that's not a compliment, but
God definitely gave you that.
Yeah.
That was definitely right on time.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. What would make you feel closer to me?
I think this conversation does. Yeah,
I agree.
for sure. Like, I don't know. We don't talk all the time.
Right.
Like, we're not. Yeah. So I think this conversation is, like, just taught me things about you that I didn't know before. Or, like, maybe if I've seen it in you, I wasn't sure.
Right. I don't think we've ever had well, outside of, like, our initial conversation.
Yeah.
But I think we've always been, like, in the same place, in the same environment, like, just kind of dealing, like, and your mom always calls Cam Little Ari. So then every time Cam sees you, just like, that's Big Me. I'm like, that's okay.
My twin. Do you believe everyone has a calling? If so, do you think I've found mine?
I absolutely believe that everybody has a calling. I think that going back to the Bible, He created us all for a purpose. Nobody's purpose is insignificant.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of times we miss our calling because we have, like, again, back to the alignment thing, we have in our mind who we think we're made up to be. And until we experience different phases of life, then it sometimes will tell us that I'm completely not who I thought I was supposed to be. I think that you have found your calling because, like I said, I think that just like you said with, you know, being a model and everything, I think that this is the place that God has put you in so that you can show, like, I'm more than a pretty face. I'm more than, yes, I'm beautiful. Yes, I'm smart. But this is the place, this is my calling to show people and to give other people an opportunity to show who they are. So I do think you find your calling.
Yeah, thank you. I was going to say something to what you said about, like, how we have in our minds of, like, what we think we should be. And it's just crazy to me because we didn't create ourselves. So how do we just determine, like, what we were supposed to be, what we were made for?
Exactly.
That's insane to me. If you really think about it, because, like, it feels natural to, like, assume that you should take on that responsibility, but you shouldn't because you didn't create yourself.
And I think that that's one of the biggest, like, where we find the most disappointment. It's because, like you said, we didn't create ourselves. And so we come up in our mind with who I should be and what I should be doing and why I should be doing it. And if that's not in alignment with God's will, then we find ourselves in a place where we're looking at God and you're like, why am I not progressing? Why am I not here? And so we disappoint ourselves because we don't go to him first. We don't let him say, okay, this is who you are. We make it up in our mind. And then when it doesn't work out that way, then we're like mad at God. And it's
like, what happened?
He's like,
that's not what you said.
I never told you. That's what I never said that.
That was you.
Never said that. But okay.
Yeah.